Hello, Commander. Welcome to All Systems Go Home, an All Systems Go podcast experience. Tonight we are bringing you everything that you love to hear from us, your favorite people. I'm Jeremy Fardman, and we've got Dan Snyder.
Hola!
We've got Darian Bolin.
How's it going, bros?
We've got Jessica Hickson.
Hi.
And everyone's favorite person that ever lived, Corey McGinnis.
Bonsoir, mon chéri. Comment ça va?
All right, guys. You got a bit of a smaller crew.
We have a very diverse podcast tonight.
It's going to be intimate this week, I bet.
Very intimate.
Right. Let's get this going. Who wants to start off with something they have loved or hated?
Well, I would love to take the ball. First up to swing, Dan Snyder, myself. I have recently found a brand new addiction that encircles my life and just encapsulates my entire being and destroys my inside. I feel as if I am dying inside because of this quarantine, and I am replacing that, feeling of being alive with the brand new addiction to ghost peppers. Yes.
Oh, no.
So do you have like a ghost pepper guy, or do you just get the common stuff at the store?
Peppers himself.
Yes, I have ghost pepper salsa, which I am consuming at a very unhealthy rate. I have ghost peppers, dried, crunchy, smells smoky at first, but boy, oh boy, don't put it in your mouth raw. And I also have a ghost pepper chili concoction that I have on the burner as we speak.
Okay, so how's the return been on that stuff, if you know what I mean?
It has been very healthy. I've been a very active, moving person. Let's just put it gently like that.
Great.
Although I will say, I feel as if I'm gaining a superpower for the next time I go out into the streets and I happen to see mass chaos, people rioting, and people start getting blasted with pepper spray and pepper spray paintballs by the police. I feel as if I shall walk through the mist of burning, stinging air like a god because of my tolerance. I've been training for the day.
Okay, will you use that superpower for good or evil, do you think?
Something that's not going to be worthwhile.
So evil.
Yes, I shall be evil ghost pepper animal.
Okay, well, look forward to the new Spider-Man coming next month, Dr. Pepper.
I got to say, with everybody buying up all the toilet paper, that has caused some inconvenience, though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes. What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, what about me? Well, really not much of anything that I care to talk about right now. Just sort of the same stuff.
And Jess, what about you?
Well, I was going to talk about Final Fantasy later because, but right now, what I've been really interested in is like the app Webtoons, because it's gone from me like streaming all this stuff to me just binge reading a bunch of stuff on the app. One of my favorites is Lore Olympus, which is basically like about Greek gods. I don't know.
Like God of War.
They're all free. That's what makes me so happy is that like during this quarantine, I don't want to buy anything to read. Just read some Webtoons. They're come out every week. Really good. Really free. Very free.
Awesome.
Much free?
How free is it?
Free. Free. Sorry.
Darian, what free entertainment have you been enjoying?
I haven't been enjoying any free entertainment. All my entertainment is costing money.
Oh, premium entertainment.
Yeah, very premium. I finally own a Nintendo Switch, only like 3 years late. I know.
I looked at your friend profile, and you just basically hit everything that came out in the past 3 years, essentially.
A little bit, yeah.
The boys got some catching up to do.
No, wait, let me ask. Am I the only one here who does not have a Nintendo Switch then?
You are the outcast.
Yes.
I'm still saving money to get one, but
You got to get that stimulus check.
Just
I want to play Animal Crossing.
Wait for the
or
upgrade
Pokemon.
model. Wait for the new one.
I guess so. But if it costs more, then it's gonna. Oh.
It'll cost the same, and then the other one will get. I don't know.
When's that coming out?
It might not be real. I don't know. That's speculation.
Does anybody want to take a guess as to what the next Nintendo game console name will be?
I don't think that's gonna be for a long time.
It's gonna be the Switch U.
It's not going to be the swap.
It's gonna
The
be
swap.
a Switch, but they duct tape a GameCube to it, and then they put a Virtual Boy, like crammed it inside the disc drive.
Hey, I will gladly buy any Nintendo console that brings back the GameCube controller. That was the most comfortable controller to ever be held in a pair of hands.
They're gonna
Was
call
it?
it the
That's an
Switch
interesting
Cube
opinion.
Boy.
The what?
The Switch Cube Boy.
Oh my
Switch-
god,
yeah.
it's a hybrid.
I miss Game Boy. Anyway,
And it talks to you.
Based on the Switch Lite, I'm guessing the next in line has to be the Switch I.
The iSwitch.
Yeah,
The
ice-
ice- Switch?
Yes, I follow this.
And then the 3 Switch. And then the new Nintendo 3 Switch XL.
yeah, they'll probably
Yeah.
make it 3D.
and Knuckles.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah, so out of everything you've played on your brand new Switch, what has been your favorite and least favorite?
Well, right now my favorite is definitely Breath of the Wild. That game is a real banger of a game. And I think the worst one, just out of like the brief time that I spent with them, I wasn't really into Mario Tennis Aces.
That's fair.
Yeah. Are you a fan of really hard, difficult games like Dark Souls and whatnot?
I'm a fan of them as a concept, but I'm terrible at them.
There was a game that came out on XBLA years ago for the 360. Dear boy, what was it called? It was called Dead Dishwasher Samurai by Ska Studios. And for the longest time, I was hoping that Ska Studios would re-release a Dead Dishwasher Samurai on any of the current consoles. And little did I find out, lo and behold, they actually came out with a brand new different game that was just as hard and as frustrating with the same art style called Salt and Sanctuary. I highly recommend it if you feel like putting your head through a wall.
Yeah, so what I've heard that name a bunch, but I don't. What actually is it? Is it an
It is
action
a-
game?
Yes, it is a 2D side scroller that takes place in like dark mythical. Imagine like Castlevania mixed with oh god, what Ori and the Blind Child? What was it called?
The
I'm
Blind
listening.
Forest.
Yes, it is beautiful. It is beautiful, artistic wise. Gameplay is frustrating as all get out, but
Wait,
very
hold on.
addictive.
Can you say that again?
It's addicting as all get out. It's
No,
hard as all
before
get
that. Before that,
out. Ori and the Blind Forest.
no. It's what and addictive?
It's extremely hard and addictive.
Uh-huh.
I have the memory of a goldfish, Jeremy. Why are you putting me on the spot like this?
I just wanted to make
This-
sure you knew how to say words, but you're avoiding it, so we're gonna move on.
I don't know what I said.
It's okay, we've got the tape.
Oh, honey.
It's okay. Just put it on loop. Just put it on loop like 20 times. And every single time you ask me what I said, I say the word properly,
Yes,
like text to speech.
Make that happen.
You're really making our editor work a lot. Whoever that is.
Yes.
Earn her
Gotta-
paycheck.
Gotta earn that no pay. Or no. Who
No,
is
she's
that?
she's clocking it in, I think.
Anyways, on to
anyway.
other news. Okay, so Darian, you're enjoying your Switch. You're getting very in depth with the games library. Corey, hey there, bud.
Hi,
Why are
Dad.
you being the host
How you
now?
doing, man?
What's going on?
Is there
Yeah.
any
I don't know.
What's
is there
happening?
anything new in your life that you'd like to share, Corey?
It's like you're talking to a dog.
Just because we never hear
Well-
from Corey, he says like 8 words the entire podcast.
I know it's
Okay.
really difficult.
That's homophobic.
What?
If you want to be represented, you got to represent yourself, Corey.
Fine. I recently rewatched the entire Neon Genesis Evangelion
hold on.
anime.
Hey, wait.
brand-
I know I just said that, Corey, but I'm afraid I have some bad news. Is that
No.
for this episode we are in a no anime zone, so I'm going to have to ask you to talk about something else, please, because I think there's probably nothing I would want to talk about less than the Neon Genesis. So just go on with those guidelines, please, and we'll just continue as usual. Thanks.
So recently I played a little bit of one of the Neon Genesis Evangelion games.
Oh my lord. This slime.
Technically not anime, that is a video game.
They got
You
you,
can't
there.
stop me, Jeremy Farbman.
So at what point do you just like get really confused and angry at the game? Like-
Oh, minute 1.
Okay, that is very faithful then.
It's very true to the original franchise.
Does it make you want to be a 14-year-old boy controlling robots who's just lusted over by all the women?
That was a sentence.
There was no character like that in the anime.
I might be thinking of the wrong anime.
You're
I
thinking
think
of
you were
every
in the
other anime
ballpark.
except whatever.
You were in the ballpark. Yeah, that just seems like a miserable experience forever. But hey.
Is that just because it's based on an anime?
Well, just the property is just a huge waste of time and effort. So yeah.
Ooh, Jeremy.
You're
what's-
right.
A huge waste of time and effort. Are we talking about Sonic Forces?
No, that's only a moderate waste of time. That's over quickly.
Have you played it?
Unfortunately.
I'll get around to it one of these days. I have it on Steam.
Some PC
The fact
was
that you have it on Steam makes me laugh. I don't know.
Well, it was
platform
bundled
Sonic
in
was
with the other
too
ones,
meant to be
okay?
played on.
I wouldn't have...
It's actually just your secret guilty hidden pleasure. Gonna save that for a rainy day when you feel like being extra depressed. Little
PC
Evangelion.
is the platform Sonic was made for.
Look, Sonic's not all bad. But the Neon Genesis, unlike the Sega Genesis, the Neon Genesis, stay away from it. It's a waste of time.
As someone who watches anime a lot, I've never seen that anime. Surprisingly.
Valid.
It was given to me in a box set as a gift, and I never watched it.
I just know
saw it
people
on
don't like
Netflix,
stuff.
and it's a pain.
You don't like what?
People don't like the ending or something. I don't know.
Kind of like
You're right.
It depends
having a
which
terrible
ending
ending like
you're
Death
talking
Note.
about. It's
It has like 4 of them.
I don't know any of the endings. I just know people are like, "Oh, the ending sucks." I'm like, "All right, cool."
well, it's not a spoiler to say that the ending was made with like a $5 budget stretched over 3 hours.
Fair enough.
It was
No
2
wonder.
It
episodes.
felt like forever.
You're right.
It's like a college freshman psychology paper, or like, and they just have a PowerPoint. That's all. So yeah, this is a no anime zone for now. We're just gonna move on from that before.
Actually, wait,
Things
before
get
we
really bad.
before we officially enter the no anime zone.
It's been on the screen for like 10 minutes.
Wait, first.
We don't have a screen.
I have a
I have to
screen.
make our one JoJo reference per episode since Max is not here.
You don't have to.
Go for it.
It's fine.
No, I'm allowing it.
We're
Go,
going to
do
survive.
it.
There's you.
It's like ripping a band-aid off. Do
You're
it.
disobeying the laws
JoJo.
right now. You're violating
That's
the law.
it? Okay.
JoJo.
All right, there we go. It was like ripping multiple band-aids off. That's
What a
fine.
train
Beetlejuice and JoJo.
What a train wreck.
Same.
What shall we talk about today on this next session of All Systems Go Home?
Well, I can tell you that there has been a hot video game product that was released to the wild.
Ooh,
And I know
do tell.
one of
Was
us
it another
here has
Arcade
been-
Archives release?
Go on.
Yes, but second under the Arcade Archives is this crusty old game that's like 20 years old. No one wants to play it. The guy's
Is it a SpongeBob game?
sword is just too big, and everyone hates him. And it's just like the most unpopular game I think of the last 20 years. Game Informer voted it, but they decided to put it back out, and I think Jess has been playing it. It's called what? Final Fantasy V.
Yes,
I think
the
it's pronounced
I'm gonna
Vi.
correct you. I'm loving this so
okay,
much.
sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's Vi.
Vi. V. Yeah, Final Fantasy V is a really good game. Sorry. That whole intro just to get to this, it was fantastic. Like, just no one else could join me in clapping, I guess. Yeah, thank you. All right, there we go.
I'm clapping, but I'm wearing
so-
oven mitts, so it sounds padded.
So it's Final Fantasy VII, which is what it's actually called. Though I do like Final Fantasy whatever. I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't gotten too far into the game, but so far,
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm considering playing this game at some point, so I don't really want to know what happens. So can you just give me an hour count of where you're at?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've never played. Well, I actually have played the original, but I didn't get too
I just
far
need a
into
number,
it.
Jess. Just a number.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was like chapter 3 or something. Chapter 4.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. I don't know what's a spoiler, what's not, but what I do know is that well, first of all, what I really do like about this game is that the animation is beautiful. Like, it's really good. Like, it looks like an anime, but it's also not because I don't know. It's hard to describe it.
Do I
Everyone
need to put
just
the
has
sign
re-
back up? Oh, the sign
No,
is still
no,
here.
no.
I didn't take it down.
No. Everybody's hair in this game is just they really have really good hairstylists. I don't know. Have you ever I don't know. It's hard to describe, but
Are you
Would
asking
you
me if
say
I've
it's
ever
anime
noticed?
hair?
If you,
Yes, it
are
is
you
anime
asking
hair.
me
It's
if I've
anime
ever
hair.
noticed if the Final Fantasy people have stupid hair? Are you seriously asking me that right now?
maybe.
I'm going.
I don't know if the question was posed.
Okay,
was,
I wanted
but-
to make sure.
So obviously, if people don't know, it follows Cloud Strife and all that stuff. I don't know how to describe it without telling you what happens because I don't know.
People swing some swords. They all think it's going to be their Final Fantasy, but really it's just a Final Destination
well,
event.
basically, it's an environmental story, right? So you have the
Oh, yeah.
big bad corporation who is draining the planet of all the magic juice, and so
It was like Mako.
Cloud basically
Mako.
joins a
Mako.
a group of eco-terrorists who are trying to stop the bad guys and save the planet. But to do that, they have to kill a bunch of rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first boss, took me 2 tries to beat. I did it.
Was that
Still,
the one
like,
in the
this game-
demo?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
That was a really good boss fight. It took forever, but I loved it. I remember when I played that in the original, it took me forever. So I guess I got better at video games, but I don't know. But what really annoyed me was I downloaded the game overnight, and right after I finished being the first boss and finished the first chapter, it had to continue. The game stopped and was like, "Hi. Welcome to Final Fantasy VII. The game's not done downloading. We're downloading the rest of the game, so it'll probably be like half an hour." And I'm just sitting there like live on my stream going, you didn't do this overnight? All right, cool. So
Why
it took
don't you
half
go
an
get a
hour.
coffee or something? Well, we'll take care of this. You know, we'll just... Oh, no, the game got delayed till 2025. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was very confused with that. But once it was still a good game afterwards. Like, that was the only issue I had. Other than that, the story's good, animation's good, gameplay's good. It's a bit confusing sometimes, but once you get the hang of it,
How is it
It's easy.
confusing?
for me, to attack, you gotta press the square button,
What?
and when you press X, it goes to the menu of like spells and all that, and that's what really confused me because I
So it's
kept
like
hitting
the
X.
reverse of Kingdom Hearts.
I kept hitting X, and I'm like, why? That's the menu. And then when you press circle, you would just keep rolling around to evade. But that made sense.
I feel like those are pretty standard controls, no?
Yeah, but the square to attack for me, I was like, it was weird for me. I don't know.
That's what
Personally.
Maybe
confused
that's
you?
why the boss took so long.
Yeah, because
You got the wrong button?
also I did not know. I used up all my potions. I'm like, well, now I can't cure. And then going around the second time, I was looking at Barrett's spells, and one of them said cure, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Barrett, you could cure Cloud this whole time.
Barrett
Ugh.
has the healing touch.
Yes, he does.
You know what you could try? You could try disassembling your controller and like swapping the square and the X buttons. That way, when you push X, it actually is square.
Yeah.
There's
But the
no
only thing is,
reason
I
why
think
not.
I've gotten so used to it now that I'm like, well, it's too late.
Those
Which
are
is
not weird controls. I feel like most action games I play have square be the melee.
And Kingdom Hearts uses X.
Well, that is not a normal game. That's a game made by insane people. And now the insane people are making Final Fantasy.
But what really has me concerned is if I'm actually, I'm more concerned if I'm actually good at playing this game, because the boss fight took me 2 tries, but there was just one part where I had to fight a bunch of guards, and that took me 7 tries. And I was like, can I win?
Are there difficulty levels?
Well, they have normal, easy, and classic. And I believe classic is when you just hit pick what you want the character to do is like attack.
Yeah. So what are you
Yeah.
on normal then?
I'm on normal.
Can you change it?
I don't know,
'Cause
but
Kingdom Hearts doesn't let you change it. It's the weirdest thing.
yeah, I don't think you can unless you do it again. But
That's silly.
I wanted to try normal because I didn't want to look like a weak person while on my stream.
You should have just like started the stream after you selected the difficulty, and then you
Yeah.
can play. They wouldn't know.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking ahead, but also at the same time, I'm like, I want to try my best. And then we got to the guards, and I was like, everybody stop watching. I can't beat that guy with the shield. But yeah, other than that, if I'm to rate this as of now, I give it like a 9 out of 10. Not too bad. That's just me personally.
9 out of 10. Not
On
too
the fun
bad.
rating.
Not too bad.
Not too
Fine.
Not
bad.
too
Number
bad. It's
7
only
gets
a 9 out of 10.
No, okay, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think 9 out of 10 is with me personally with the art. Art gets a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because there are just times
So,
where I'm like,
out of all the characters, which is your favorite one to play as?
Barrett. Surprisingly. Because he's, I don't know, long range. I don't have to go up close and look like a fool when I'm using the giant sword. Because that just makes me look like I don't even know what I'm doing with Cloud sometimes.
Fair enough.
But no, I think Barrett's my favorite character. That or Wedge. Wedge is fun.
You can play
No
as
one knows who
Wedge?
Wedge is. No, he's
This
just
is
there.
better.
I just think Wedge is fun because he seems like such a cool guy. I'm like, you know what, Wedge, you seem all right.
That
This is just me
one
talking
thing
to
they
my
did is they really fleshed out all the side characters from being like text boxes into characters.
It's almost like they have voice acting now.
Yeah. The whole thing's voice acted. Really good.
So, Jess, would you say Wedge just kind of fits in as a character?
Absolutely.
Stop.
Absolutely.
Stop.
Is there a
Yeah.
Porkins? Is Porkins in there?
I don't know.
Is he the secret party member you unlock?
I don't know.
Red leader standing by.
I think looking back at this, I'm like, final verdict is 7.5 out of 10 because 9 out of 10 was the art. Art
Oh,
gets 9 out of 10.
just missed that Final Fantasy VII out of 10.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7.5 because it is only like half the game. So
Yeah.
Excuse you, it's a quarter of the game.
Oh.
Is it really?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what I want to
What?
ask. Is that obviously this is not the full game? It's it's not really episodic. It's just they're making multiple full-length games. So, first of all, when do you think the next part is coming out? And second, what percent do you think it will cover? Will it just be the rest of the game, or will there be like 3 or 4 parts?
How long did
No,
it take
she's
for
gonna be
Kingdom?
like 6 parts.
How long did
6
it take
parts.
for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out? Take that length, and that's when it'll come out.
but see, think about this though. Final Fantasy 7, like the other parts are probably gonna be like the same engine and everything as its original one, so they're probably on a good track to
But it
getting. the
will
next
also
part
be on a
finished.
different generation of hardware.
Yeah, and didn't it take this one a long time to come out?
It was
As well?
5 years at least.
Jeez. So
And
5
they
more years.
restarted development at least once.
So
Yeah,
5
like-
years.
5
Yeah,
years.
Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of like threw it into limbo for a little while,
Dang it, Kingdom Hearts. You're ruining
and then
everything.
3 was finished, and then Nomura was like, "Okay, I can do Final Fantasy 7 now," and then it actually got somewhere.
Do you think there will be a Final Fantasy 16 before the next part of 7?
Yeah. Probably.
No, it's gonna be
my
Final
first-
Fantasy 15-2.
This is my first time playing a Final Fantasy game. Or at least second, but it's the same one. Because I played the old Final Fantasy 7. So
You haven't played 15?
I don't know. No, I haven't.
15 looks dumb.
Because
We're
I
all-
was
we're all
dumb
thinking it.
and I thought that I had to play them in order. So I'm like, I guess I gotta play one.
Wow.
But then I looked it up.
Ooh.
And they
How
were
many
like,
hours? How many hours of your life did you kiss goodbye playing them chronologically?
0.
Yeah,
because
she
I
didn't
didn't.
play any of them.
Oh.
I was like, I guess
wiser.
once I become a better gamer, then I'll play them all. But
Yeah, you scrub.
But then I didn't, and I was just like, oh, well, I'm stupid. Whoopsie doo.
Final Fantasy to me always seems like it's more famous than it deserves.
Yeah.
Probably.
The only one of them I've
Most of them
actually-
are bad. There are more bad ones than good ones.
Kind of like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I have played a few of the Final Fantasy games. The only one I've actually beat is 15, which is like half of a good game.
15 seems to be like most popular, if recently.
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
the newest
I think it's
one.
better than 7 at least.
See, like 15 is good for the first half, and then everything good about it gets thrown out the window.
Huh.
It's like, oh, you like this nice big open world? Here, have a bunch of corridors, kid. Oh, you like all these weapons? How about you just go through an entire chapter with a ring?
Oh, like
It just becomes
Frodo.
so. It just becomes so like
Frodo.
tedious and dumb.
The best part is the DLC episodes.
Yeah.
So the best part is not the actual game itself, but the additional content afterwards.
Very much so.
One part of the game was so bad that they have to like release an updated version of it.
Ah, yeah, you know, you really succeeded with your game
Like
when you
I
have
said,
to
more
revise.
bad ones than good ones.
Oh, also the music in Final Fantasy VII is really good too. That's all I have to say. That's
The
all.
music in all of the games is fantastic.
Yeah,
Do you
I
know
wanted,
Yeah,
who
but
I
composed it?
wanted
listening-
to buy the remake soundtrack, but it's only available as like a Japanese import for $70 and like a 6 CD set. I was like, can I just buy some MP3s, please?
Yeah.
The Pirate Bay? What?
But yeah,
Okay,
the
well,
music, I'd
there's
say,
like
really
1,000
enhances-
songs in that game. I'm not downloading all of those individually.
As someone who's never played Final Fantasy game with music like from an orchestra, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if the old one had it, but this one, I think they redid the music. It really enhances the gameplay because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on an adventure. I'm gonna fight, and this music is backing me up. Oh,
I would
yeah.
say it does like 70% of the work to trick your brain into thinking you're having fun.
I'm like, oh, I am Cloud Stripe. Here I go.
We get it, Jeremy. You don't like anime.
I mean,
Moving
every
on.
time I say something, you just go, yeah, you're right. So, am I wrong?
No, you're right.
No.
No, I'd say
Final
you're right.
Fantasy VII doesn't even have the best music in the series, but it's still so good.
Mhm.
Which one does have the best music in the series?
10
Cool.
Okay.
and
Oh.
8.
Everyone
Okay.
knows Chrono Trigger is really better than all of them.
Which one's that
Correct.
one?
Earthbound is better than all of them.
Sure. Okay, I'm ready to take down this no anime zone sign if we're ready to move on.
Okay, yeah, we're ready to move on.
Yes.
Alrighty.
So, Jeremy, you said that you were playing through all of the Resident Evil games, correct?
Yes, I am.
How
I would
far have you
say,
come?
So I'm definitely further than last time. Without really going too much into detail, I'll just say I'm at the mansion again. So there was a part where I was not in the mansion, and now I'm back. But I would say that it's not so much survival horror anymore for me, and it's more of a survival stress game where I at the beginning, like, basically every zombie is threatening because, like, I don't know how these controls work. They're weird, and I don't have very fine aiming, and so I'm getting hit a lot, and it's adding to a lot of the tension and scaring of the situation. Whereas now it's like, okay, I can just like shoot a zombie twice, drop them, run past them. Even the big guys, I just shoot with a grenade and they die instantly. And just like, okay, so it's no longer like a threat to deal with the enemies. It's just like they're stressing me out and annoying me and like jumping out and jump scaring when I just want to go to the other side and use my stupid key. And they just introduced like the new super scary enemies, but I'm like, so you're introducing this new scary enemy who gets this whole cutscene and is built up to be the most scary thing in the world, but also while I was going back to the mansion, you gave me a new type of weapon. I wonder if the type of weapon you just gave me will be effective against this enemy, and it instantly kills it. I'm like, cool.
So I'm assuming you're right around the Tyrant level.
No, I haven't seen any tyrants yet, but
Lisa?
I did run into Lisa once, but that plot line is unresolved.
Oh.
Lisa.
Did you cack your pants?
No.
Then you did not join the cack your pants club when it came to fighting Lisa.
You just shoot her
clip for
3
that?
times and then you run by. It's fine.
Oh yes. See, I chose the higher route, and spoilers for a game that's been remade several times and came out originally over 20 years ago.
Well, Lisa wasn't in that version. Let's be fair.
True. Yes, only with the remake that came out in the early 2000s. At that point in time, you have the option to sacrifice one of your star's teammates and get a much more powerful
Well, I'm not
handgun
there
and a
yet.
hand. canon. Well, spoilers.
Okay.
Sorry. But you have the option of taking the moral high road or, just getting a new gun. And boy, oh boy, I took that moral high road. I suggest taking that route. You'll hold your head high because the stench of cack in your pants, it will just be too strong to bear.
Listen, there
are
are
you
already
okay?
like 3 characters who weren't horribly killed already out of like 20 who went into the mansion. So we got to take who we can out.
I agree. Just like how Capcom is about to take out Resident Evil. Did you guys hear the news?
They're
No.
rumors. They're hot rumors going around.
Hot
We have
rumors.
Resident
Hot
Evil
rumors,
1.
hot as a ghost pepper. Boy,
Resident
oh boy,
Evil
let me tell
1,
you.
the remake in the 2000s, which I'm playing now. Then we had Resident Evil 2, the remake, last year. Resident Evil 3, the remake, just a few weeks ago. And now,
Resident Evil
according to
4
rumors,
remake?
Yes,
Resident
coming
Evil
around the
4
bend.
remake in the future.
Whoa.
Not even being designed by Capcom's main studio.
So
Shocking.
this was like a little weird to me because when I was playing 2 and I was like, so you can play like 0 through 7 on the PS4 with the exception of 3. They should just remake 3. And then it's like, hey, we're remaking 3. It's like, great. Now the whole series is on the PS4, just like Yakuza. You can play them all on one console and it's great. But then it's like, we're also remaking Resident Evil 4. And now it's like, well, one of the things I like about remakes is the accessibility issue, where it's like, well, I have to go and dig out this old console and buy it from eBay or whatever, or I could just experience it this new way on this current hardware. But Resident Evil 4 has already been ported and updated and remixed so many times.
Ported to everything under the sun.
Like, there are mobile versions of it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I would say Capcom is just getting greedy. Getting greedy, Capcom.
I think they're overreaching here. I think it's
yes.
one too many.
Yeah.
But I don't
agree.
know. Like, and we were just talking about Final Fantasy VII, which is another beloved game being remade, and we just had Resident Evil 3 remake, and I was realizing that I guess I had forgotten. There's just so many things that are coming out are remakes, and it was like, on the one hand, it's, for some of them, it's like, for Final Fantasy VII, it's a new game, essentially. It's just using the same guts. The same with Resident Evil, but...
The same core concepts.
Yeah, but it's essentially a new game. But still, it's like... I think they're going overboard.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I've been talking a lot. Go ahead.
Okay. You know what game I would have loved for Capcom to remade in the Resident Evil series? Not Resident Evil 4. I would have much rather have seen a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, because just like you getting frustrated with the tank controls dying.
You said it again.
What's that? Frustrated?
Yes. Say that again.
Oh. Frustrated.
Okay, so you know.
Hooked on phonics. I forgot to do it this morning.
Jeremy's the grammar police.
But needless to say...
Jeremy is. We're not getting into that, though.
Needless to say... Oh, start a counter for how many times I say needless to say in these podcasts, because apparently I say it a lot. Needless to say, ding... Code Veronica was actually a really good game. I did not finish it, admittedly. I made it about 3/4 of the way through the game, and then, a little thing called pandemic happened. But I was constantly getting frustrated with the controls and just we've come too far with just controller ease, movements, everything. It's just the controls that we have now are so much more sophisticated than the tank controls of Code Veronica. And when I bought Resident Evil 6, the Grand Edition package that came with, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, and Code Veronica, go to play Code Veronica. I'm like, man, I'm feeling some old school Resident Evil. I booted it up and I'm like, I remember why I don't play the old school Resident Evils no more. I would have much rather have seen a continuation of Code Veronica in an updated status, updated form, brand new hardware, brand new controls, new graphics, and get the full entirety of the story. Instead of getting this hack job of Resident Evil 4 and whatever is about to be the monstrosity that could be Resident Evil 8 Village.
Well, I kind of like the tank controls, if I'm being honest, in the 1 remake. Just because I think that the fixed camera angle concept, while obviously it was a limitation of the technology at the time, it does really lend itself well to horror, and the director being able to control what you're seeing at any one time. So that's something I would say. Also, I mean, I haven't played Code Veronica, but it looks pretty dumb. And it looks just sort of non-essential.
That was my first impression. That when I first saw it, way before I ever played it, when I first saw it, I'm like, why would I ever want to play this? Yeah, it has Wesker in it. He's my favorite character. Call me a pleb. Okay. But man, oh man, I'm like, this looks cool and all, but I'd much rather play Resident Evil 4 again. Hey, Resident Evil 5 came out. Let's go play that.
Yeah, I don't think they'd get the same attention for a non-numbered entry. Unless they wanted to call it like Resident Evil 3.5 Code Veronica X HD.
Resident Evil 3.5 HD remix.
And Knuckles. Yeah, it's just not something I think needs to be made.
Yeah.
Not that I think 4 needs to be remade, honestly.
And looking at Capcom's future plans, it seems like they plan on taking the Infinity Ware and
I was gonna say, oh my god, Marvel vs. Capcom.
They're going
Thanos
for a snap.
is back.
Destroy half the franchise. No, Call of Duty with like Modern Warfare, and then they Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and then they had Call of Duty World at War. It was Infinity Ware and the other company who was
Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward, thank you. But it's, one studio released one game, and then the next year the other studio released the other game, and it seems like that's the approach that Capcom is about to take by releasing a remake one year and then a numbered entry in the series the next year, and just switch off, which I'm really not looking forward to, because boy, oh boy, the previous reputations of studios who have done that have sank their series very fast.
I just feel like Capcom is such a prominent publisher who has so many different IPs under their belt. And, with the success of stuff like Monster Hunter World and these Resident Evil games, they have the capital to really reinvest. And it's like, okay, we're going to make whatever, Mega Man 12 or...
I would love a new Mega Man game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like... we even saw back in the day when they were like, there was a Mega Man game coming out every 2 months, and like it just like those games weren't bad or anything, but they just oversaturated, and like the franchise went away for like 10 years. Like I think that's what they're risking with like milking this cash cow. But obviously,
and it's such a shame too, because they will realize that their series about zombies will not come back from the dead.
It hasn't it though? Like that was the whole point of 7.
I mean, 2 did kind of like revitalize things there for a while.
7, the whole narrative was like Resident Evil is back, baby. 6 was garbage, but now it's back. So like, there's no reason it can't come back. But I just think they'd be wise to diversify. Not that they need to listen to me, because they have so much money. And,
right. Let the multi-million-dollar corporation take advice from Jeremy. Oh man, this guy's right. We should diversify more. Quick, get the studio behind Cooking Mama. Get them on the next Resident Evil game. Gonna incorporate.
You guys know what Capcom franchise should really come back?
What's that?
Bionic Commando.
Okami.
Yeah, that too.
Okami.
Yeah, man. I don't know what they'd do with it. My idea would just be like take her and put her in like a different pantheon. So like she goes to a different part of the world, and they're all the other gods that she's got to help.
Yeah.
Oh, a different pantheon.
Because like
sort of like what happened to
like
God of War, but yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okami looks like really freaking gorgeous for PS2. Imagine like a game made from the ground up on like next gen console. It would like blow people's brains out of those.
It even looks good on the remaster they did.
Yeah.
Which I platinum.
It's just such a gorgeous game.
Yeah, or even just making another good fighting game. But,
so on the
just
topic
talking
of video
about remakes in general, because I am the host. Talking about remakes. Talking about remakes in general, I know like we're hot on all these games that are getting the HD treatment. Are you getting sick of them? Or, I mean, just when you hear this news and it's like, yeah, there's another one, are you getting a little fatigued?
No, because the news that I was about to jump into was going to be more Doom Eternal news.
Okay. Well, what about the other guys?
I really don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just don't.
Because, yeah, for the accessibility thing, like I was saying, Like, it was cool that they remastered all the Yakuza games so you could have them on one console. And,
Yeah.
like, the same with all those Mario games that might or might not be happening. It's cool if they're all on one console. But that's just me.
I don't know. It's just it just depends on what they do with it. If they like remake it like exactly or like similar to how it was, then that's good. But if it's like a movie where they take like, oh, we're gonna do it about this, and it's nothing like that. Trying to think of an example. I was gonna say
I
Sonic,
don't
but
know
I'm like,
what you're
no,
talking
Sonic
about.
doesn't really have a story. I don't know. I just have something, and I'm like, what was it? And now I look like a fool.
Yeah, it's very foolish.
Give me a
Very
second.
cool.
I'll
Very
think of something.
foolish. Corey, say something.
Something.
All right, there's Corey's contribution to the episode,
Okay,
everyone.
he's earning his pay. All right.
We're getting paid?
You're getting
No.
paid.
That's why I'm not talking.
I just realized that the stuff I was thinking about were like live action anime remakes, but we're on a no anime zone right now.
We
so,
sure are.
but those are my examples. All right, bye. I'm saying
bye,
bye to.
yes.
I'm saying goodbye to the idea.
So, have any of you guys played XCOM before?
No.
X-Man?
XCOM.
Xbox?
X.
No, I have not.
O-M.
Xlax?
Aflac?
X-Files?
Affleck?
So XCOM, it's an awesome strategy game where you fight aliens, and you basically have all your little guys, and you get to customize them and name them. So you could just name them after all your friends, and you get all your friends killed by aliens.
Same.
Or you just make celebrities. But it's a super fun game. I put a lot of hours into XCOM 2 and the expansion, and they just announced the other day that they are making sort of an XCOM spin-off. It's called XCOM Chimera Squad, I believe, and it's kind of weird because you're not really customizing your characters anymore. It's you just 11 preset characters who are in a squad, and they're the best of friends, and they have banter, and they all have their own abilities, and it's not a full game like the other games are. It's like a $20 game, and if you get in early and buy it early, it's only $10, and it's coming out in like a week or something. And it's like, what a weird way to announce a game that's like, it's pretty well loved, XCOM is, and they're just like, here's this weird spin-off that's sort of the same thing, but a little different, and it's a lot cheaper and coming out so soon. And is that a bad sign? Is the game going to suck, or are they just shadow dropping it? What's happening?
So is this on like Steam or?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm interested. And it's like an MMO.
When did I say it was an MMO?
I don't know.
didn't.
I did. You probably didn't. I was looking it up, and I'm like, maybe it is. I was listening. You didn't. I don't know.
It's a
I'm just a
strategy
fool.
game. It's turn-based strategy.
Oh, that
It's
actually
like
sounds even
Fire
cooler.
Emblem, I guess.
Spunky.
Spelunky, no. XCOM.
Spelunky is a really good game. Let's talk about Spelunky.
Yeah, when's Spelunky 2 coming out, Derek? Come on, man.
Derek. Who's Derek?
Who's Derek?
Derek Yu, the Spelunky creator.
He made
Oh, you're on a first name basis with the Spelunky guy?
Well, it feels weird to call him Mr. Yu. But yeah, with the XCOM thing, like, I love XCOM. I bought the game already, but we'll come back to it. I'll let you know if it's good or bad, or just sort of middling. But
If it's worth the money.
I mean, that's the thing. It'd be weird if it wasn't worth the money because it's so cheap. But it makes me wonder things about this product, if they're making an XCOM 3, but who knows. So just a small bit of news I wanted to say, because this is a quarantine-based podcast, is that PlayStation, because of the quarantine, they're like, hey, for a week or so, we are going to allow you to freely add to your library the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection and the game Journey. And you can just play those because everyone's at home and has nothing to do.
Those are weird choices.
Potentially trying to get people hyped up for the Nathan Drake movie?
Nope, because that's
No.
never happened. I think in the time of us doing this podcast, there have been like 6 delays to that movie.
Yes,
Seven
Nathan
if not
Drake
more.
collection is a weird choice right now, I think, because they literally just gave it away in like January.
Yeah, but it's also like, what do we have that's low value, and we don't have to worry about licenses, and it looks good because it's a well-known game.
Yeah.
And also that was
Journey-
just for subscribing members. But
Journey is like really freaking good though.
yeah, Journey is awesome. But I think most PS4 owners have already played those games, but still, it's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Well, now's your chance.
Play Journey, Jess. It's good.
Oh boy.
Journey is
Now,
so
is Journey part of the Uncharted series? I do not own a PS.
No, it's a
No.
separate game that they published. But it's,
Oh wait, that's where you're playing as a red
Yeah,
ghost
red
thing
guy.
floating through the desert.
Yeah, Red Guy in the Desert. That's the summary of Journey.
who sings a lot.
I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about it.
It is
That
really
Journey,
fun.
Journey is a really good choice, I think, because it's a game that's just about like forging connections.
Yeah,
which
it's really about bringing people together.
yeah.
It's the original Strand game. And some would say a much more effective Strand game, but hey.
Instead of a Strand game, it's a Scarf game.
Yeah. But yeah, there were times where I was really inspired by that, even though it's only like a few hours. But
Yeah, it's such
meanwhile,
a beautiful game.
the Uncharted series, I mean, that's technically 3 games in one, and each is like, a good meaty package.
Yeah, and Uncharted 4 is free right now, so if you play your cards right, you can get the entire franchise in one fell swoop right now.
Very nice. Get your climb on.
Get your male Tomb Raider on.
Now, Corey, it's time for the part of the show I like to call Corey's Manifesto, where he goes
Corey's
on an
Corner.
unedited rant for 6 hours. So this is the floor is yours, Corey. Go ahead.
Time for the Corey Corner.
I thought I was a studio audience.
Every
that
once
was
in a
just the
while they
pretense.
bring in members.
That was the pretense. We tricked you.
Oh god.
You won a contest to get up on stage. Congratulations.
Yep.
The price is right. How do you feel?
I don't have the music queued up this time, but yeah.
Ah,
Bruh.
bruh.
I can't do it without the music.
Well, I think Nicole would be very mad if we tried to recreate it live.
Do it.
I'm not even sure that's the right
Corey,
game
please
show.
save guest, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing all the way from Alberta, Corey McGinnis.
I'm not Canadian.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corey.
You won't believe what he said tonight. He hates Canadians. This just in, Corey McGinnis hates Canada.
I mean,
When asked to deny these claims, Corey refused.
Corey, you can say more than 2 words.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We got him, everyone. Come back next week for more of Corey's Manifesto.
What will he say next?
Anything is possible, but most likely, and yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I mean...
All right. I
Yeah.
think we can't recover from that.
I
Because
think
that was just too much of a showstopper.
I
So,
think Lil Jon has more words in his vocabulary.
we're gonna wrap it
He
up
was on The
there.
Masked Singer.
We're gonna wrap.
He was?
What?
Or was that Lil Wayne? Lil Jon, Lil
Oh,
Wayne.
no.
Well,
We're
Maybe it was
falling
Lil
off.
Wayne.
We're
One
Lil
of,
Wayne was on The Masked
no.
Singer.
one of those little guys was on The Last Singer.
We're wrapping
He
it
was
up
the,
now.
they were the
ending.
first voted off.
We're over. It's over
No,
now.
we're not.
That's all I had to say. Bye.
Okay, so this is the part where we all say our wrap-ups because we can't recover from the amazing Corey speech. But Corey, if you want to try and top your own speech, now is your chance.
Hi, I'm Corey.
Wow. Just truly awe-inspiring.
Woohoo!
Daniel
That
Day-Lewis
just
should
made
play you in a
babies
movie.
cry.
I know if I ever need an actor in silent, I know who to call.
Yeah.
Corey is a good actor, honestly. He was going to star in my senior project.
And
I am getting a degree and such.
Okay. Now, Darian, can you I'm sorry to give you such a hard act to follow, but what would you like the people to know?
I'd like the people to know that I love you all, and thank you all for listening to our podcast.
Thank you, Darian.
don't
Very
think that's
touching.
true.
Very touching. Jess, do you have any lasting thoughts you want to tell the world?
When I was in middle school, I went to see Phineas and Ferb live, and it was awful. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening.
Whoa, Phineas and Ferb live?
It was bad.
Why did
I'm
you
not
do
getting into
that?
it.
Okay.
Because
and-
I forced my mom to pay for tickets. That's all. I feel so
all
bad
right,
for her.
Great. And as we all know, that's where Dan was working backstage at Phineas and Ferb Live. So
Yes.
he can give us the other side of the story. What really went down that day?
See, there was a misconception with the type of shoes that people were supposed to wear. Somebody was told to order ice skates because they thought it was an ice show, but turns out that it was actually this. There was this act in part of the play where people had to like stand on each other's shoulders and like form a pyramid. It did not end well.
Oh, no.
I don't think that happened, but you know
Well,
what?
You know what? That all
weren't
makes
I
sense
chose to
now.
forget about it.
Well, on that harrowing note,
the loss of blood does sometimes cause memory loss.
we have to
Yeah.
marinate on that for a whole week. So until then, thank you for listening to
so
the All
sorry.
Systems Go Home show, and have a great day.